Leonard and Sheldon had recently made a bold decision. They were going to try living together with their girlfriends Amy and Penny as an experiment in compatibility. For Sheldon, who treated life like a strict scientific equation, this wasn't just a personal step. It was a controlled social experiment with data to be collected. To help Sheldon adjust, Amy framed the situation in terms he could understand, like a 5-week mission, similar to a Star Trek voyage into unknown territory. That compared inside their apartment. Things quickly turned chaotic, but amusing. Sheldon became obsessed with the idea of fair division of belongings, especially when it came to his prized Star Trek collectibles. A life-sized cardboard Spock figure, a rare cuckoo clock featuring Mr. Spock's catchphrase, and even a 3D chess set, all became subjects of intense negotiation. Every item represented logic, ownership, and emotional attachment, all tangled together. Despite his resistance, Sheldon finally agreed, mostly through Amy's clever persuasion using logic, science metaphors, and Star Trek references, that living together could be treated like an experiment. He reluctantly accepted change, but only under the condition that it still followed logical principles. Meanwhile, Sheldon's emotional control becoming more emotionally involved than he wanted to admit. The situation escalated when Amy tried to push Sheldon out of his comfort zone by encouraging him to think more openly about relationships. Sheldon resisted the idea of emotional vulnerability, but Amy used humor and logic to slowly break down his defenses. Eventually, Sheldon's rigid thinking softened just enough for him to continue participating in the experiment. Elsewhere, Penny and Leonard found themselves dragged into Sheldon's obsession with role-playing Star Trek scenarios. Sheldon insisted on assigning everyone roles, Leonard as Captain Kirk, himself as Spock, Howard as Scotty, and others filling out the crew. What started as playful imagination quickly turned into intense nerd drama, complete with arguments over real-life chaos interrupted them. A stranger suddenly stole Leonard's car right in front of them. Shocked and confused, the group found themselves stranded without phones or transportation, forced to deal with reality instead of fantasy. The incident quickly shifted their tone from playful role-play to frustration and blame. They argued over whose fault it was, what they should have done differently, and how irrational real people could be compared to logical, fictional universes. In the end, they realized something uncomfortable. They weren't the logical Starfleet officers they imagined. They were just ordinary people stuck in a messy situation. After eventually resolving the chaos with help from family and a rental car, the group returned home. The story ended on a softer note, with Sheldon reflecting on relationships, friendship, and emotional connection in his own unusual way. Even though he insisted on logic and order, it was clear that his experiences were slowly changing him. The experiment of living together wasn't just about compatibility.